Over the past few years, SEO has evolved significantly. Most of us like to believe that keyword targeting is no longer an important factor. The infamous Google Panda and Google Penguin updates made a huge impact on SEO and penalized numerous websites for thin content, for keyword stuffing, for content farming, and link farming. Perhaps this is the reason why website owners and bloggers tend to stay away from keyword optimization, but the fact is it still makes the core of a good SEO strategy. Having said that, one must bear in mind that a few of the tactics have changed. You can no longer just stuff keywords on a web page and hope that the search engines will rank your website for one of them. It is now more important than ever to provide meaningful content and write naturally when it comes to keyword optimization. Because search engines have become smarter, SEO has changed, and the competition is tougher than ever. So, how do you make a dent in the SEO universe then? How do you stand out from the rest of the crowd? And more importantly, how do you, despite this tough competition, manage to attract targeted search engine traffic and increase your conversion rate? The answer, my friend, is long-tail keywords. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the basics of long-tail keywords, their various benefits, and how you can integrate the right long-tail keywords into your blog posts. So let's start from scratch. What are long-tail keywords? Simply put, long-tail keywords are more targeted search phrases with 3 or more words. A long-tail keyword contains the more generic head keyword, but it also contains a few extra words that make it more targeted to a specific group or audience. For example, shoes is a very generic head keyword. It may have a lot of searches, but it isn't targeted at all. On the other hand, best running shoes for men is a long-tail keyword that is catering to a very specific group of audiences. In this case, as you might have guessed, men looking for the best running shoes. Now, there are plenty of benefits of targeting long-tail keywords. Here are 2 of the biggest ones. Long-tail keywords have less competition, and therefore such keywords are significantly easier to be ranked for. And by the way, don't worry about the low search volume. True, the head keywords are more generic and therefore show a lot of search volume, but it's almost impossible to rank for any head keyword these days. By contrast, it is far easier to rank for a long-tail keyword, and despite the lower search volume, you will still be getting a lot of organic traffic once you acquire a top search engine position for that keyword. Neil Patel, for instance, the famous internet marketer, is generating over 170,000 visitors every month from long-tail keywords alone. Furthermore, unlike head keywords, long-tail keywords have the best conversion rate. The idea is that long-tail keywords target potential customers who are deeper into the buying cycle. For instance, if someone is looking for shoes, it indicates that the searcher is still in the beginning stages of decision-making. On the other hand, if someone is specifically searching for red Reebok shoes for men, it shows that the buyer has already made up his mind. This is one of the main reasons why long-tail keywords have the best conversion rates. So, how to best integrate long-tail keywords in your content? Now that we have established the benefits of using long-tail keywords, it's time to learn how you can best leverage them. But before you start integrating long-tail keywords in your website's content, it is more important to first research the right keywords. So let's get started with that. Finding the right long-tail keywords for your audience. As I mentioned earlier, long-tail keywords will have a lesser search engine volume, but this shouldn't stop you from targeting those keywords. Don't be tempted to target a head keyword with thousands and thousands of monthly searches. This is one of the most common mistakes website owners make when they are searching for keywords. So here are a few tips to get you started in the right direction. Although there are many tools, and we're going to discuss a few of them, Google's Keyword Planner tool is still one of the best options you've got. Log into that, input your primary keyword. In this example, we have used small business as the main keyword. And you will see a whole lot of different ideas with their level of competition and respective search volumes. As you can see, the search volume of each of those keywords is relatively lower. But since they are more targeted and narrowed, those keywords will be much easier to be ranked for. Moreover, as discussed earlier, they will also offer much better conversion rates. This little process should give you a good head start, but of course you can always expand your research. Here are a few more tools that you can use to do just that. Ubersuggest is a great little tool for finding long-tail keywords, and now that you know the potential, the competition, and the search volume of several long-tail keywords via the Google Keyword Planner tool, you will be in a much better position to use Ubersuggest. By now, you should already be a gigantic step ahead when it comes to researching the right keywords that you should use in your content. However, if you want to go even further, here are 2 more tools that you can use for finding long-tail keywords: HitTail and keywordtool.io. Now let's get to creating the right content. This is arguably the hardest part. According to What Tech Research, out of 6 different content marketing challenges, content creation is the biggest of them all, leading the way with 36%. So you're not alone. Now, how do you create the right content with long-tail keywords? Here are a few very practical tips. First, create really good headlines. Creating great, clickable headlines is the first thing you simply must do. Better headlines interest users and make your blog posts go viral on social media websites and so on. But here's the catch. Your primary long-tail keyword should be in your post's headline. Google crawlers love title tags, and if the title has a keyword you are trying to rank for, it really helps. And while it may seem difficult, it isn't. All you have to do is follow a proven headline model and emulate it with a little bit of customization to fit your current needs. And on that note, here are 3 awesome resources for you. You've got John Morrow's 52 Headline Hacks. This is a handy little guide to, you guessed it, 52 proven headline models. Just pick a headline that works best for a given blog post and include your long-tail keywords in it. It's as simple as that. If you haven't noticed, BuzzFeed produces some of the best titles for its blog posts. If you're stumped and can't find a good headline for your next blog post, just visit their website, check out some of their latest headlines, and customize it with your long-tail keywords to make it your own. And then there's BuzzSumo. It's a goldmine of clickable headlines and socially viral blog posts. Here's how to use it. Input a generic keyword from your niche and find the most shared blog posts, along with their titles, the headline, and the number of social media shares they received. For example, let's say I search for mobile marketing. These posts have the highest social media shares in the mobile marketing niche. And as we know that higher social media shares are directly dependent on the quality of headlines, you can get a lot of ideas for the type of headline you should craft. But be natural. This is perhaps the most important tip of this video. It's extremely important that you don't force any long-tail keywords into your website's content. So feel free to modify and customize the keywords to make them appear more natural and meaningful. And some long-tail keywords that you will find will not be as natural as others could be. For example, if you search for graphic design, you'll find many keywords like graphic design New York, best graphic design, top graphic design New York. But it's important that you don't use keywords like this as they appear unnatural and meaningless. And the infamous Google Panda and Google Penguin updates were specifically introduced to penalize such artificial web pages. So it's important that you understand user intent. As I said, SEO has evolved significantly over the past few years. While search queries are still dependent on keywords, you have to keep in mind that user intent is a relatively new thing that is constantly redefining the way search engines work. Simply put, Google is more concerned about the search intent of its users instead of solely relying on the keywords they are using. So you can use free tools like Google Analytics to find out the exact keywords people are searching for to find your website. And once you understand the user intent of your specific target audience, you can then use the exact long-tail keywords that satisfy their needs. Voila! And from there, you want to create in-depth content. Thin content just doesn't work anymore. All these Google updates specifically targeted websites that had shallow and fluff content. So the idea is to create rich, comprehensive, and in-depth pieces that really answer the questions of your readers. And if it is helpful for your website visitors, Google will take care of you with its high search engine position. And this becomes all the more important if you're targeting long-tail keywords. So as a general rule, your blog posts should be more than 1,000 words with practical examples, with exclusive information, and with actionable tips. In short, creating rich and in-depth content is probably the only way to survive a Google penalty and to do well in the search engines. If you want to find out more about creating high-quality and rich content specifically, then be sure to read this guide. So, if you want to succeed and survive in such a cutthroat competition, you will have to leverage long-tail keywords. They have far less competition, and that makes them easier to rank for. But most importantly, if you're operating an online store or business, then long-tail keywords have the best conversion rates. All you have to do is just be a bit careful and natural when you're integrating long-tail keywords into your blog posts. And the tips I've mentioned here should help you do just that. So good luck! Feel free to check out our other videos so that you can keep fine-tuning and getting the most out of your SEO. And click subscribe to stay updated with new tips and tricks to get you to the top of the search engine results pages.